Okay, I'm good now. Cool. So yes, today we are going to be talking about bond builders. Don't laugh at me, Juan. You know I'm challenged with these computer situations. And then you know my family don't want to come and help me half the time. And then they'll tell me at the end, you should have did this and you should have did that. I'm like, you should be in here with me, helping me. But that's cool. I'm going to get it, eventually. So anyway, we're going to be talking about bond builders today. And basically what bond builders do is basically it reconstructs the hair. It relinks the sulfide bonds that are broken during the chemical process in hair coloring and lightening and relaxers. It basically helps strengthen the hair. It moisturizes the hair, it smooths the hair out, softens the hair, and it helps your color look so much better when you're using a bond builder. They should have came out with these a long time ago, right? But hey, technology, as we go along, we get better and better with technology. So now people can get color without saying they don't want to get color anymore because it's damaging to the hair, or it makes my hair dry and makes my hair too weak or makes it brittle. These bond builders help combat all of that, okay? So we're going to talk about, the different bond builders that's out there, what it does for the hair, the types of, it's different types of bond builders out there. So you have to really figure out which one is best for you. Which one do you want to use? Because you have the creams, you have liquids, you have sprays, you have all of those different ones that you can use in the hair, and which one is going to be best for you, okay? The benefits of bond builder, it really helps you with your hair coloring service. It helps your color last longer. It helps keep the hair and keeps the cuticles not spread open or not explode when you're doing your coloring or your lightening service, so that you won't get it over processed or over drying. Okay, it helps with that. It also helps strengthen the hair, because anytime we're doing a chemical service, it's going to take out some of the strength in our hair. It's going to break it down. It's going to break down those disulfide bonds. So we need something to bring those relink those disulfide bonds, and that's what a bond builder does. Okay, it relinks those disulfide bonds that is broken during the chemical service in your hair. Question. Okay, thank you. So, any questions so far? I see a question, but it's not on here. It's at the end. So some people said they use Matrix, they use Wellaplex, they use, I have so many back here. They use Amicus, okay? Is it possible you can zoom in anyway? Or bring it down some? See, now I got my help. I appreciate it.
Which one?
Okay, so they can see the products on the table. Okay.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
You want me to bring it down?
Yes, bring it down just a little bit. So, and bond builders help for future follicle damage that might occur in the hair, simply because after you color the hair, usually if you didn't use a bond builder, the hair is in a weaker state. But with the bond builder, it helps it keep it strong. It helps keep those follicles intact, okay? And it helps it for future problems. Hot curling the hair, blow drying the hair, all those good things. The bond builders help with that as well. Okay, it's cutting off my head a little bit, but that's okay. Let me move back. Oops, back just a little bit. What's going on? Okay, so I have some bond builders here. See, I can't see what you're seeing, or you just coming in. So I have some bond builders here. So it's different bond builders, and you have to figure out which one you like the best and which one works best for you. Because of course, you have the first one that came out, which is the Olaplex. And Olaplex have two parts to their bond builder. Then they have a third one that you take home. So Olaplex, they have a part one and then a part two. Okay. So Olaplex is a liquid, okay, which goes into your coloring service. And the thing with Olaplex, this was the first one that was made. Okay, this was the first one that was introduced to us. So, Olaplex is very well known. It can be pricey, so these bond builders are not cheap. Okay, so make sure. Oh, you want to see my cute shirt? Oh, thank you. So make sure, this is an investment, and when you invest in your products, you're definitely going to have to make sure you charge your clients for that additional service in the salon. So this is the Bond Builder Olaplex. Olaplex is a bond multiplier and multiplex. So most of the times when you see bond builders, it's going to say plex, okay? Because it's a multiplex, it's a multi-bond, it's helping relink those broken bonds that have broken during the chemical service. So Olaplex, of course, is a liquid, okay? In this liquid, what you do, you put it into your coloring service. The thing with this Olaplex is if you need to do a 20 volume, you're going to have to use 30 volume because it does reduce your developer. It does make it reduce to a lower volume. So anytime you're using Olaplex, make sure if you need 20 volume, you'll use 30 volume to make sure you compensate for that reduction in the developer, okay? So Olaplex has a part 1 and a part 2. After you process your hair with the Olaplex, part 1 with your color, once you rinse it, depending on, you would put in your part 2 after you shampoo the hair or prior to you shampoo the hair, all depending on what the directions say. Okay, then of course, Juan said he used Wellaplex. This is the Wellaplex. Again, this is a liquid as well. Okay. Okay, this is a liquid as well. And this is they have a part 1 and a part 2 as well. So depending on what you like, if you like the part 1 and part 2, then you determine which one you want to use. So this is Wellaplex. You squeeze this up. Once you open it up, you squeeze it to how much you need in your bottle. Depending on how much color you're using, then you add it to your color. The good thing with Wellaplex, you do not have to change your developer. It does not shift the developer, so you don't have to worry about that. Then you have some creams. This is Luxury Hair Pro. This is by the color company. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the color company, but this is a cream. It's a 3-in-1. It says hydrating, scalp and hair protection, and anti-ammonia smell. You put this in your color as well, depending on how much color you're using. Up to 10 grams you can use with this. You love Wellaplex. Yes, I love Wellaplex as well. But my best one, which I don't have here, is because most of them are going to have a 1, 2, or 3 step. I like Bond Builder 3. Bond Builder 3 comes in a little tube, and all you need is just that 1 tube for your color, and it does not change the developer strength at all. And all you need is that 1 tube, put it into your color, and you're done. You don't need a part 1 and a part 2. I like that about it. And you can get about 12 little tubes for $99. And of course, when you're doing your service, you're going to at least charge them an additional $20 when you're adding any Bond Builder service to it. Okay. So let me know with you guys how much you charge extra when you're doing a bond building service, because I'm going to try one because I don't have to change the volume. Yes, a lot of them you don't have to change the volume, all depend on which one, but Olaplex you definitely want to change the volume. Then I have here Joico. Joico is the spray. Okay, keep passing that mannequin. Joico is a spray here that blonde. And I like this. This is a 1, 2 as well. But this is different because you're not adding it into the color. You're going to spray it right onto your client's head. So you spray it all over just like this. And it's actually building a film onto the client's head, sealing those cuticles down. Sealing that cuticle down, right? And then you can go in with your coloring service. So Joico, yes, Joico. Now, again, bond builders, they're not cheap. Like this one bottle here is like $45. And then you have part 2, which you use after you rinse the color, you put the part 2 in. Yes, part 2. So yeah, this is $45, and then their part 2 is probably like $40. So you're spending a good $100 for any bond building service, because every last one of them is going to range between $69 up to $125. But you're going to get your money back simply because you're going to add the additional cost to your clients when you're doing this service, because again, it's helping them. It's going to make that color last longer. One, the hair is going to be in optimal condition because you protected the hair prior to the coloring service. What's the 3-in-1? I might like that. The 3-in-1. This is the Luxury Hair Pro 3-in-1. I'm trying to think of the coloring service, the color company. Oh my gosh, what's JB Nicole? What color company did she use? Oh my gosh, I can't even think about it. I'll let you know before I end this, but I like this too because this is a cream consistency. And you just add it into your coloring service, and it keeps the hair nice and healthy. Okay, what else we have over here? We have Wellaplex. This is Alchemist. This is another one. It's a cream. Again, this one is like $99. Okay. It's a cream, and it's again going into the coloring service. It doesn't break down the color at all. And this is a one-step system. So that's what I like about this too. I like the one steps. I don't have to do the 1, 2, and 3 because it all does it at one time with the coloring. Okay. Keeps the hair nice and soft, moist, conditioned. Again, you can use it with the colorer. You can use it with a relaxer, and you can use it with your lightening service. And I also use them for just deep conditioning treatments as well. You can use it for that. Even if you're not coloring the hair, you can use it as a deep conditioning treatment, okay? So you can do that as well in the lightening. What you mean by in the lightening? I missed it. Okay, so you can use them as deep conditioning treatments. Like this Luxury, you can use it by itself, just applying it on your hair and putting it under the dryer. Okay, and the one that I don't have here, which is the Brazilian Bond 3, you can put that in your, not just for hair coloring and lighteners, but you can also use it for your semi-permanent colors. And when you put it in those semi-permanent colors, you think it's going to rinse off in 2 to 3 weeks? No, it's going to make it last so much longer because it adheres to that cuticle. It helps that cuticle smooth down. Okay, I'm looking for just 1 step. No more. Right, no more 1, 2, 3 steps. 1 step, the Alchemist, the Luxury 3-in-1, and of course my favorite is the Bond Builder, Bond 3. What lightning is? Well, it's like that. Okay, right. And also, I'm glad Juan brought that up. A lot of companies now are making lighteners that already have the Bond Builder already in it. Like Chi just started their lightener, the Sil and Blonde lightening system, where they already have the blonde complex already built into the lightening service. So you're going to start seeing a lot of these phase out because the lighteners that they're making now already is going to have Bond Builders in them already. So you're not even going to need those extra steps unless you're doing, coloring services or relaxer services. You can add them to your relaxer in your coloring service, as well as do it by itself as a regular treatment, a nice deep protein treatment, because these do have protein in it, but not heavy protein where it's making the hair hard. Okay. Yeah. So, for Wella, they call it Blonderplex, okay? I don't think I tried the Blonderplex yet. So, but she has one now. It's the Blonde and Sil. They have a spray, and then it's already built into the lightener, which is going to make it not swell up so hard. The thing with lighteners is the lighteners all depend on how you use it. Lighteners, if it's working too fast, it's going to swell that cuticle out. And then that's why the hair looks dry and brittle a lot of times if you're using the wrong developer when you're doing the lightener, and it swells too fast, it lightens too fast, and the hair is dried out, it's dry and brittle. No, now you can do a 10 volume, 20 volume with your blonder service, with your bonding service, and put it in the hair, and the hair is going to be in optimum condition. Now your clients can't say, I don't want to get lightener because I'm scared it's going to make my hair dry out. No, now it's a better way. It's way better than that. Okay. Now you can say, no, I have technology is so much better now that we have the products that's going to keep your hair in optimum condition, even if you have a relaxer in your hair. Because I tell you all the time, I do triple services in the salon all the time. Relaxer, lightener, and color, or relaxer, color, and lightener. I can do that and keep the hair on the head and keep the integrity of the hair if you're doing the service correctly, okay? Any questions so far about any of these bonding services? Okay. Again, the first one that came out was Olaplex. You know, they have the stylist kit and then they have the professional kit. Woo! And if you're not trying to spend a lot of money, this is not the one to get, because you can spend about $125 on the kit itself. Okay, but they all cost a pretty penny. But again, you're going to transfer that cost to your client at least $20 at least. Do you do all three only? No. My question was, do I do all three services in the same day on just short hair? No, I can do it on medium length, long hair. Dependent. Now, everybody can't get that on the same day. You got to know who you're working with. That's not a client that's coming in that first time either. That's a client that you have been working on, you know their hair, you already gave them their PATS test and everything, you know what their hair can do. That's the ones that you would do a triple services on the same day. And I never had any problem. Nobody came to me saying their hair fell out, none of that stuff, because I know exactly, and I'm using low volume everything. And again, I already explained from the previous class what you do between each service. You have to bring that pH level back down. That's the key to doing any double or triple service. The key to doing any chemical service is bringing that pH level back down. So in between each service, you have to bring that pH level back down before you go to that next service, okay? So that's the key. When I say bring that pH level, because you know any chemical service that you're working with, you know you have the acid side and then you have the alkaline side, right? Anything 7 and above is alkaline, 7, 6 and below is acid. Anytime we're working with chemicals, we're opening up those cuticles, so we're going to be on the alkaline side. And how do you do the pH? And I'm get ready to tell you. So anytime you're working with chemicals, you're going to be working on the pH side. Anything lighteners, colors, anything can go from a pH of 10 on higher. Some colors can be a pH of 9, but anything that's on the alkaline side is going to open up those cuticles. So if you're working with a relaxer already, first, your relaxer can be a pH of 13, between 11 and 13. So we already know that cuticle was open, the pH is high. So if you took a relaxer, put that relaxer on the hair, bone straight that client's hair with that relaxer, and then you went in with a lightener on top of that, and the lightener is already at a pH of 11, 12. If that hair is keep going higher and higher and higher, the hair is eventually going to break down. So to avoid that, if you're doing your relaxer, you know after your relaxer, you're going to neutralize and condition. When you put that conditioner on the hair, the conditioner is on the acid side, okay? Anything acid is going to close those cuticles, bring your pH level back down. So you have to use your conditioner. Conditioners range in a pH level of 3, 2, or 4.5. So any conditioner that you're going to use, you need to close those cuticles or bring those cuticles back down, bring the pH level back down so those cuticles can close, okay? Once you do that, then you can go on to the next service. If it's a lightening service, you go ahead, dry the hair, look at the condition of the hair, and then go on with your lightening service. After your lightening service, next again, you're going to bring, after my lightening service, I like to condition before I shampoo. That way I'm ensured that those cuticles are going to close and those cuticles are sealed down before I even go ahead and shampoo. I like to do that. All the directions, you know, everybody's manufacturer's directions don't say that, but me knowing that I know that pH level is going to go lower and that those cuticles are going to be sealed to avoid any breakage. Therefore, I'm going to condition before I shampoo. I go ahead and shampoo, and next I can go to my next service. But you always condition between each service. That's how you bring that pH level back down. Do you dry it on cold air? When I dry it for my lightening service, it don't have to be cold air. It's not hot. I'm not going in with a comb attachment and doing all this. I'm more so air drying it, okay? Unless it's curly hair and I need to smooth it out. And then I'll smooth it out with the brush. But I'm not digging in their scalp. I don't want to cause any friction to the scalp, but it can be cool to warm air, okay? What deep conditioning treatments do you? There's so many conditioning treatments out there that I can recommend. Depending on what product that you're working with, I like to keep a system. So if you're working with like Affirm, go ahead and stick with the Affirm 5-in-1s, the Positive Link, all of their deep conditioning services. If you're working with Chi, they have their Deep Brilliance line. Work with the same system so that you're going to get the optimum results. But there's so many conditioning treatments. You know which one even it's in the store, but it still works. AfroG. That's a protein treatment. Okay. I use AfroG prior. Say if your client came in and they wanted to get some chemical services done, but their hair is a little ratty, and you're like, I don't want to give you this service right now. And they like, I need it. I'm going to give them an AfroG or protein treatment first before I even start. Even if it's a relaxer, before I even start anything, I'm going to give them a protein treatment. That way it's going to I'll build the hair up to bring it back down. Okay? Do you believe in conditioning hair before coloring, like treatments on the day? I just answered, yep. I'm glad you asked that before applying the first AfroG. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If the hair needs it, if the hair needs that treatment, go ahead and give them that treatment. Build the hair up first before you break it back down. Why break it down, break it down? Build it up and then break it down to build it back up again, okay? You just answered I just answered your question. So I do that a lot. And I love, it's cheap, it's in the stores. AfroG has been out forever. I love that product. It's been out forever. AfroG DRC28 from Dudley's. You got the protein treatments, mud treatments. You got so many treatments out there. It's up to you which one you want to use, okay? But yes, you can treat the hair prior to your chemical service. I do it all the time. Even with Chi, pass me one of those Silk Infusions, the little ones. Chi has a Silk Infusion. I work with Chi, so she has a Silk Infusion that I would use and coat it all over the hair first. If I feel like the hair is not in optimum condition, this is a small sample size, but they have larger ones too. You could take your client's hair, if you felt like it was really dry and damaged, put the, what is this? The Chi Silk Infusion all over the hair, almost like, you know how back in the day we used to do the hot oil treatments? Put that all over the hair first and sit them under the dryer, no plastic cap or anything, and let it soak into their hair. That way it's treating the hair, it's coating the hair, and then you can go ahead and do your relaxer service, okay? Or your color service. Hey. So that's what you would do to treat the hair prior to. So yes, build the hair up to break it back down, okay? Build up, break down. Questions? So that's what I wanted to talk about. So we know about all the Olaplex and all the Plex treatments in the hair that's going to build that hair up, relink those bonds that has been broken during a chemical service. It's treating the hair, is making it smooth, it's making the elasticity much more improved. You know how back in the day we used to do color and that hair was just, it didn't have any more bounce to it because we just fried, dyed, and laid it to the side. Now you don't have to worry about that. It's going to keep the optimal condition of the hair when you're using one of these bond builder treatments in the hair. It's not to say that if you don't use it, you're not going to still get the same results, but why not use a product that you know is going to guarantee that extra moisture and that extra protection in the hair. And that's not to say that even though you're using this, that you go ahead and do a higher volume developer than you need to. You still want to be sensible about it and use the correct developer and the correct processing, even though you're using this service. Yes, look like noodles and the hair was just limp. because we did the relaxer, and you know we was straightening that hair out with the relaxer, making it bone straight. Then we put the color in, and the hair just was dead to the world. Now you don't have to do that. Now I'm not making my hair bone straight when I do my relaxers. You don't want to make it bone straight. You still want to have some elasticity into the hair because you're going to be doing those other two services or that other one service. Because you know, each time you do a chemical service, it's breaking that hair down. Okay, so you don't want to make that hair bone straight when you're doing the relaxer and then go ahead and do the color, and it's going to break it down some more. So don't do that. Okay, hey, how you doing, Gary? So don't do that. So you want to still leave some elasticity in the hair. So don't make the hair bone straight. And then when you do the next service, your lightener, it's going to break it down a little bit more. And then if you go ahead and do the color, it's going to break it down some more. So just imagine if you make the hair bone straight and then you go do those other two services, the hair is not going to have any bounce or elasticity to it. So you want to make sure you don't over process the hair. Okay, yes, give me those hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Any other questions about bond builders? Again, they come in different forms. You got your spray that you're going to spray all over the hair first before you apply your color. You have your creams. You're going to apply that in your coloring service or your lightening service. And then you know you have your Olaplex, your 1, 2, 3 steps. So again, I like one step. If I can make it faster for me and easier for me, that's what I want to do. So again, even though I don't have it here, I thought I brought it home with me. I like the Brazilian Bond 3. That's my favorite. It's 1 tube. It's 1 tube per ounce, per 2 ounces, I think. Whatever, 1 tube per ounce. I never heard of the spray. Yes, the spray. It works very well. It's pricey though. That's the only thing about this. It's pricey. This one can was $45. And then you have 2 parts to it, 1 and 2. Okay. Stabilizers work just as well too. But we talking about the bond builders today and how it's going to keep the color, make it last longer. Hair's going to be much softer, silkier, shinier. And your color is not going to fade out as fast. Yes, not going to fade out as fast. Stabilizers work is stabilizing that hair, bringing that pH level back down. So yes, you can use those as well. Okay, because that's what we use prior to these Olaplexes and Wellaplexes and all that good stuff. Thank you, Juan. Thank you so much. So now we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about this Chief Character Mist. Now, before even all of these came out, you know, we used to add a porosity equalizer to the hair first. So if you don't have any of these bond builders or bond builders, what we used to do is use the Character Mist or porosity equalizer. Patrick has what is it called? Oh gosh, I just was thinking about it earlier. Patrick has, what is his name? I forgot the name of his. But anyway, if anybody know, Patrick has one. We used to use fillers to the hair, but these are good too prior to doing your coloring service. These are leave-in treatments. They're porosity equalizers. They detangle the hair as well. You want to, because anytime you're doing color, you don't want to put color on naked on the hair. You want to have some type of product on here that's going to even out the porosity of the hair, because what happens when the porosity is not even? You ever notice when you had spots or a dark spot and a light spot on a strand of hair and you're like, why did that happen? That means the porosity was not equal. That means that strand of hair, the porosity wasn't even all the way out. So they have porosity equalizers or porosity controllers that you can spray in the hair prior to your coloring service, prior to your relaxer service, your lightening service, whatever. I use this before I even blow dry as well, because it's just going to add an extra added treatment to the hair so that you don't have any problems as the hair is covered before you do any blow drying services or anything. This is one of my favorites in the salon. I use it on everybody before my treatment service. Before my blow dries, I'm putting this in the hair. I never blow dry the hair naked, so this is what I use. So I just wanted to share this with you as well. If you don't have any bond treatments, still put something on the hair before you apply color. And I use the Keratin Mist. They have so many different sprays out there that you can use, okay? So you just choose the one. Whatever color company you're working with, most likely they have a spray that you're going to spray on the hair prior to your coloring treatments. Name a good one to add before the service, please. A good one, good what? Porosity equalizer. Like I said, this one, Patrick Bradley has one called, oh my gosh, what is Patrick's called? Anybody? He has one. I love that one too. Ooh, I can't even think of no other ones because I use this so much. But it's so many out there. It's so many out there. Whatever company you're working with, most likely are going to have a spray that you're going to use prior to your coloring service. So please forgive me for not telling you some other ones, but my mind is blank right now. But you do have a lot out there that you can use. Okay, I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh.
She's doing it.
Huh?
He's doing it.
Oh, one more is good. What else? So that's the spray. Now we're going to talk about how you weigh your color. Do everybody use a scale? Do everybody use a scale when you're weighing your color? Yes, no, maybe? Yes, okay. Now, because a scale is important as well. A scale is important because you don't want to waste your product in the salon. A scale works so well in the salon when you're weighing your color, when you're doing your coloring service, even your relaxer service, you want to weigh it. If you a penny pincher like me, I'm going to weigh everything, okay? Because I don't want to waste any product in the salon. So when you're working with a scale, this is my scale that I have here, right? When you're working with a scale, what it does, it helps you get to the exact amount that you need. Instead of doing, most companies say use an ounce of this and an ounce of that, and then like you eyeballing it. A lot of times when you eyeball it, your weight is off. Your percentage is off. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. You're off because 2 grams less, 2 grams more can really alter your color, with your effect that you're looking for. So to get the best results, you want to use a scale so that you can get accurate measurements each time. Because a lot of times when the manufacturers say use an ounce of this and an ounce of that, you really don't need an ounce sometimes. Like my hair, I'm not going to use a whole ounce on my hair. So the scale will help me get accurate results or accurate measurements for what I need in my hair. Okay. Yes, Perfected. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Perfected by Patrick Bradley is a good one to use as well prior to your coloring services and even just for blow drying services. It leave the hair nice and soft and silky. I love that product too. It's just sometimes it's just so hard to get the product. So you have to go with something else. Okay. Yeah, so we want to stop eyeballing our coloring for this new year, okay? Because you want to save money instead of wasting money. Can you inch that up just a little, because this keep cutting my head off. You want to save money instead of wasting money. So this is my scale, right? So when you're using the scale, you can use it in grams, pounds, ounces, milliliters, okay? You guilty. Everybody guilty. After a while, sometimes you don't feel like picking up that scale. You just trying to eyeball it. But a lot of times you could be off and you're like, why did my color come out like that? Because you used too much of this or not enough of this, and you just wasn't, your percentage wasn't. Ah! So 1 second. Can you see me? So it wasn't right. So you want to make sure you use a scale. I'm gonna hold that for us for a second. Okay, so when you're using the scale, like I said, it comes in ounces. I didn't do that. It comes in ounces, grams, milliliters, and pounds. I like to use grams because it gives me the best accurate results instead of ounces, okay? So 30 grams equal 1 ounce, okay? Most of the times when you're doing a retouch service, most of the times you're going to be using 35 grams of color. So remember that. A lot of times we be doing 2 ounces to get a retouch. You don't need 2 ounces here. You're going to try to put that up. You don't need 2 ounces. All you need is 35 grams of color. Try not to put it on the off thing. You got it? All you need is 35 grams of color. So when you're doing your scale, I'm just waiting for her to put that. You're going to put it on grams, right? So it's already on grams. It's already on grams. So here, this is how you can determine which one you're going to put it on. You do milliliters. Can y'all see that? It has ounces, pounds, and grams. So we're going to use grams. I always use grams because I want to get the best accurate results each and every time, right? So Jay, I'm actually going to actually, well, bend it down so they can see on this table here. So how they gonna see? I need to wait. So now, when you put it on the scale, so how they gonna see? I'm gonna use my handy dandy bowls. Of course, you know I have my bowls. They are 8 bowls that come in a set. Of course, because I like to do multiple colors at one time, these are connect together. So you're doing more than one color. You can do up to 8, right? So anyway, you're gonna put the bowl on the scale. I'm gonna have to just lift it up. Put the bowl on the scale so I don't mix it up because I'm gonna use my mixer. This is my mixer that I use as well, okay? I use a mixer instead of me taking my hand constantly rolling and rolling and rolling. Turn it this way a little bit. Rolling and using my hand to constantly mix. And then most of the time when you mix it, you still got lumps in your color. The mixer will help you avoid that, okay? The mixture helps you avoid having lumps and bumps, and it helps it smooth out the color. It's going to make your color stretch a little bit more, okay? Because there's nothing like sitting there constantly mixing with your brush, and your brush get all the hairs get all, or the little pieces get all flipped up all over the place. So to avoid that, you use the mixer, okay? The mixer is going to mix up that color. This is my mixer. You can mix it for 30 seconds, for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You can put your color in here, go to the bathroom, come back, and your color is mixed for you. I like doing this in front of the clients because clients like seeing some extra stuff, okay? And then they like to brag on their stylist. So when they see the stylist putting the color bowl on the scale and they see you mixing it and getting accurate results, and then you turn this mixer on and then start mixing for them, they're like, well, damn, no wonder my service costs this amount, because they got all the nice little gadgets that help make everything work well, okay? So you want to pull all the stops out when you're working with your clients, okay? Because you want to make sure you are, the money that you're charging, you want to make sure it shows in what you're doing. Because it's nothing like, yes, it's nothing like charging $200 for your basic black color, and you can't say why you're charging $200 for that basic black color. But when you start pulling out the scale, the mixer, you're adding your bond builder, you got your keratin mist, and you got this, that, and the other, and then you're treating the hair. That's why it costs $200. Thank you so much. I'm loving my blonde as well. Thank you so much. Huh? Where can we get that? Of course, you can get the mixer off of my website, JackieTheColorDiva.com. I have the mixer, the scale. I have a whole little package that you can get. The mixer, the scale, the bowls, as well as my book in that package deal. Okay? So yes, the mixer is a whole conversation in itself. When your clients see the mixer, they be like, oh, well, what's that? That's nice. And then you explain it to them what the mixer does, and they're like, oh, okay. You know, so that's extra money for you too, because you invested in yourself with all of these extra extra equipment that you're using just to get one color service. I make my whole color service a production instead of just slap. Case in point, client on Saturday. She was an old client that came back into the salon a couple of years. She moved away, came back. She got black color, press and curl, in the trim. Her bill was $215. And she was like, oh, okay. But then it's funny, she texted me the next day, was like, oh my gosh, I love my hair. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pricey, but it was well worth it. My other stylist, all she did was just slap the color on my hair and it was $80. I was like, oh, she pricey, but it was well worth it. Yeah, it was well worth it because I give them production. I'm not just slapping color on that hair. I want to make it to, I only want to do 5, 6 clients a day. I'm not trying to do 20 clients a day. So I have to make it worth my while they're sitting in my chair. So I can charge them that amount because I took care of their hair. Okay. So I can charge that amount, making sure because I'm taking care of their hair and I'm giving them a whole production. I'm using all of my equipment in the salon that I invested in. So that's going to cost more money. So Butler, Alicia wants to know, can you explain how to mix more than one color in the mixer if that makes. So most of the time, if I'm doing multiple colors, I'm mixing the colors separately, not together, okay? You're gonna mix the colors separately unless you wanna customize color that you're gonna mix together. So how we do that, again, we use the scale. The scale, I'm putting it on ounces. So this is how the unit, you change it to grams, right? So I changed it to grams. And then once you place it down, you're gonna let it settle, and then you're gonna tarry it out. So you push the tarry to make it go to 0, right? Once it goes to 0, then you put your bowl on. Once you put the bowl on, it's gonna have a weight as well. So now you have to tarry it out again, okay? To 0. Once it turns to 0, then you put your product in. I like to put my developer in first instead of my color or my lightener, because if you put the lightener in first and then the developer, at least the lightener, the developer gives you a cushion that the product can go into, okay? So now I'm tearing it to 0. Make sure it's leveled down.
Someone said, can you explain?
So once I put that in, so now you have to follow the directions for each product that you're using. This is rust color that I'm using here. So that color is 2 to 1. 1 part color or lightener to 2 parts of your developer, okay? So I'm going to put my developer in, right? So say I want, okay, I'm putting it at 50, okay? 50 grams. So the lightener, if I'm putting it at 50 grams, because this is 2 to 1, that means my lightener that I'm putting in or my color is going to be only 25 grams. So I put the lightener in. Now I'm going to tarry it out again to 0. Okay? Tarry out to 0. Now I'm going to put in my lightener.
My sort of question. It said, can you explain how to mix more?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Oh.
So now I'm putting in my lightener, and I'm going to make it to 25 grams. Yep, 25 grams right on the nose. Okay. Once I do that, now I'm going to put the lid on. So turn it on. Wait, let me turn it off and put it in here first. So now, I got it in there, started, is at 60. Look, it's mixing up the color or the lightener. So you don't have to stand there and mix it up yourself anymore. And what it's gonna do is give you a nice, smooth, even consistency with your product. So I can walk away and it's gonna mix it up in 60 seconds. So we down, so that's what it does. And I'm gonna show you how smooth it looks once it's done. So those are all the little gadgets, the things that you can do when you're doing lightener in your coloring service. So, any questions about anything so far? And you see, I'm not, before, what was we doing? Even with the whisk, we were sitting there doing like this, right? Trying to get all those lumps and bumps out of the color in the lightener. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So let's get ready to cut off and let you know that it's done by beeping. And look, I don't want to get it on me, but look at that smooth, even consistency. Because when you're doing your lightener, you want it like a nice mayonnaise consistency. But look, no dry, no lumps, no bumps, no powder anywhere. Everything is nice and smooth and mixed up. Look at that, look at that. And that's what your mixer will do for you. Yes. Yes, the mixers are amazing because you want to work smarter, not harder anymore. You're, constantly using our wrists. After a while, we're going to have some problems. I've been doing this for over 30 years, so I know that carpal tunnel is no joke. So you want to use products now that's going to help you. You're going to use products now that's going to help you where you're not overworking yourself. You want to, again, work smarter, not harder. So use the technology that's out there, use it, okay? So you can get those mixers, you can get the scale, you can get the bowls. All of these bowls is 8 bowls with the brushes to go with it, scale. In the mixer, you can get that all off of my website, JackieTheColorDiva.com, okay? The mixer, I think, is 45, the scale is 40, if not mistaken. So if you get it all together, it's 99, and that's the scale, the mixer, the bowls, and you get a book, or a downloadable book, okay? And that's on JackieTheColorDiva.com. So, any questions about anything that we talked about tonight? Say that again.
Do you want me to lift it up?
Yeah. Any questions about, because it's getting ready to cut off, but they only give us an hour, so it's going to be cutting off soon. But any questions? Now, I do have a color class coming up. February the 8th is the 4-week color course. It's all about color confidence, all about gaining knowledge and confidence in doing your coloring services. So if you're interested in joining the class, it's a 4-week class. You can go onto my bio and have all the information about the class. Also in my bio, if you didn't get it the first week, I have, of course, the this guide that you can get, your guide to color freedom. This is a free guide that you can get off of my bio. If you go to the bio, click the free guide to color freedom. This guide gives you a 10-step guide on color freedom and color confidence. It will help you in the salon if you get lost on what you need to do. It gives you 10 steps on how to achieve color. Your 10 steps that you need to use when you're doing your coloring service. So you can get that, it's free. You can just download it right off of my, if you go on, put your email address in, then you can download it and get it for free and have it in your arsenal, okay? So those are things that you can get. But if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Otherwise, give me some hearts. I greatly appreciate it. Those hearts is awesome. But anytime that you miss a session, you can always go on YouTube at Jackie the Color Diva on YouTube, and you can go back and look at the previous sessions that we did. This is our 5th week, if I'm not mistaken, about the coloring that we talked about. And each week we talk about something different. Again, if you're looking to talk about something particular, just let me know, and I will see if I can put something together for you, and we talk about it the next week. But otherwise, if you don't have any questions, This is the end of my session. I appreciate you guys coming on. Again, share this out with other people. Let them know every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I come on and we just have color conversations, okay? But otherwise, thank you so much. Stay colorful.
You know you can post it on your Instagram.
I know, but